Let me start by greeting you the way I was taught as a child. Abhivadye, Bhargava, Chavana, Apnavana, Aurava, Jamadakya, Pancharisheha, Apastamba Sutraha, Yeju Shakyadhyayi, Sri Ramaswamy Pautraha, Sri Padmanabhan Putraha, Babu Namaham Asmibo. What I just told you is my ancestors considered that they hailed from these 5 rishis that I named, and they followed the school of Apastamba and the Yajurveda. I was fascinated since childhood by geometry, and when I found out that sage Apastamba 2500 years ago had found the value for square root of 2, I wondered what made him have to solve that problem. 200 years before Pythagoras, he was working with the right-hand triangle, along with his guru, Sage Baudayana, because he was building precisely geometric forms for temples. I have been inspired by the tools and the materials that have shaped our world, and the body of work I created has led to these inventions that were named and the 150 patents. Today, I wish to share with you the building blocks for inventions and innovations that can leapfrog us. 1001 inventions that change the world. This is a book that captures inventions in 2 sections. Before the current era, which is captured in the first section of the book, a few pages, a few hundred pages here, and the rest of the book captures the current era. And during the current era, there have been prolific inventions that we all know. But prior to that, even during the early times, in India, we had some amazing inventions that are still relevant. The flush toilet was an Indian invention that's definitely relevant today. The water purification system, the standard measures that forms the basis for trade. But most interesting is a steel that was made here in southern India. This steel was so good that it became the steel that was used even in Damascus to make the saber. Inventions over the years have transformed our planet, transformed the world we live. But alas, when we started the 21st century, we have come to recognize that economic progress alone, just meeting human needs, whether it's primary, secondary, or tertiary, will not help us sustain the world for our future generation. Especially the last 250 years, we have made dramatic disturbance to the rhythm of nature. During this time, we have seen end of life to mean that we burn or bury or discard things. We have not considered life cycle. To end does not mean to trash, it is to transform. We are at that very crucial threshold today of having to safeguard the planet for the future generation. Do you know what India did during the last 250 years of the Industrial Revolution? Can you tell me how much cumulatively India emitted during this last 250 years of carbon emission. You would be stunned, absolutely stunned to know that 1/6 of the world's population in the last 250 years, we contributed with 16% of the population, a mere 4% of the world's emission. We have been very light in our footprint. We have been always planet positive. When we build our economy from the current $5 trillion to $50 trillion, we cannot follow the model of the developed world. We cannot afford to have a world that is buried or burned for our future generations. This is an important matter for us as a nation to work on creating inventions and innovations that can contribute to the future of this planet. I'm an analytical kinematician, and kinematics is a science of motion. Archimedes is known as the father of buoyancy. René Descartes, the philosopher who said, "I think, therefore I am," is also the person who gave us the Cartesian coordinate system. Isaac Newton taught us the laws of mechanics. These are all kinematicians, some of them theoretical, but Archimedes was certainly a practical kinematician. Archimedes gave us the simple machines, the pulley, the lever, the inclined plane, the wedge, and the screw. Not just a screw to tighten, a screw to transport material. And myself, as a kinematician, I use the principle of flow and transporting and working on material as they flow to transform the material properties, be it pharmaceuticals, polymers, food, and so forth. Indian mathematicians are known to have contributed to the field of mathematics by giving a complex fraction. In the 21st century, I could bring to the world screws, conjugate screws, that are no longer integer lobe. Between two integers, say 1 and 2, there are infinite fractions. And using a similar principle, I could improve the process capability of devices to a point that they could become so powerful and participate in a revolution today. India has recognized among all of the renewable energy sources, bioenergy based on biomass is one of the best. And we cannot afford to use food stock to work on and convert into biofuel. Therefore, we have the requirement to use agri-waste streams or purpose-grown crops like grasses. We needed a device that works like the mouth of a cow. Everybody knows that the spent biomass, the cow dung, yields biogas. There have been plans time immemorial. But compared to a spent biomass, a rich biomass that can be digested produces 3 times more biogas if it can be conditioned correctly. And the machinery that I just showed you has the ability to do the work of 10,000 cows with just 250 horsepower. This is not just about performance. This is powering our future. This is the power of leapfrogging inventions. I believe the nature has architected a principle which combines the effect of various fields. It is the combination, the intersection of material, digital, and we saw that importance of data and intelligence being the aspect of the day today, provided we understand the biology, the effect on planet, so that we can have a good life. Now, inventions are a catalyst. They are the spark. It has to be deployed. And when it's deployed effectively in a commercial manner, it becomes an innovation. I've been working with teams to innovate using some of these inventions. One of them is to take plastics waste, mixed ones, and convert into a material that can replace wood. And when this can be used to make furniture outdoors so that we can have a livelier time outdoors. And more importantly, our children can have a more comfortable time in the school. These are applications where we're not just saving one aspect of pollution, but addressing multiple needs of our times, stopping deforestation, at the same time creating materials for our children. That is the nature of application that I believe are quantum leap innovations. The mindset of a quantum leap inventor is that of an explorer, fearless, not afraid of uncertainties, not afraid of the unexpected, not afraid of unknown. The skill that is required by such an inventor is that to visualize, like an artist, a sculptor, a painter first knows what they are doing. They understand the goal, what tools they would need for achieving their end goal. Such activities are not just inspiration. It's not just one brilliant idea. It is 99% perspiration and 1% inspiration. Knowledge of a quantum leap inventor is that of understanding nature. Natural systems are obviously complex, but that is why we need a mind of a scientist, because a quantum leap inventor is a holistic solution provider. Having said that, the ability to use this spark and create a product in the market, all innovators are looking to participate in an economic activity that is socially relevant, which is of value to someone. Obviously, it's a novel activity, that's why it's an innovation. And the innovator, therefore, is a catalyst, is a change agent in the world that we live in. And the innovator works, if necessary, to make this quantum change in a systemic manner. And what is that about? An innovator necessary to work with a solution provider. They may not be the same person. The innovator needs to work with policymakers, such as governments, such as regulators, such as institutions. The innovator needs to work with investors and funds. The innovator needs to work with us, the consumer. All of us are making choices. We are the market. Innovator transforms the market, transforms the behavior. A quantum leap innovator knows how to scale. It's all about impact. And today, as I stand in front of you, I believe this. in any group, a group of 100 people, there's at least one who has the qualities of an inventor. In this group, I would say many, many more. In such a group, there are also 10x more innovators who can collaborate and work together. And I would imagine, perhaps in this group, all of us are innovators who can work together and collaborate. My submission to you today is we stand at a threshold where it is not just about our survival. We need to ask ourselves the questions: can we work to support fearless explorers, the innovators and inventors who can change the world in reversing what has happened all these years? Can we work with the organizations that are into regeneration and not over-exploiting the planet? Can we support planet positive solutions? If we can work towards making this planet not just survive for us, but thrive. Thank you very much.